Being gated on Amazon is probably the most frustrating thing for new sellers, and many people think it's really difficult to get ungated in both brands and categories, but it doesn't need to be. So that's why today we're going to be talking about and showing you how you can get ungated in both brands and categories when selling using Amazon FBA. So stick around until the end to see the steps you need to take, and it may just transform your Amazon business. Now, before we do get into the video, let me introduce who we actually are. We are Profitl. We're an Amazon FBA software, and we've been online sellers for a very long time, and our tools have helped thousands of people become successful sellers in the e-commerce space. But now you know who we are, let's get into the fun bit and talk about how to get ungated. So when you first start selling on Amazon, you'll find that most products you can't actually sell. They're locked by Amazon. This is what we call being gated. You need approval by Amazon in order to sell most items. And the reason Amazon do this is because they don't want a load of rogue sellers coming onto their marketplace selling what they want. They may be selling counterfeit items. So it is just to make Amazon a great marketplace and a great place for buyers to buy items from. And it means buyers can be confident that the items they are getting are going to be genuine products from genuine sellers. Now, if you don't get ungated in different brands and categories, you're really going to struggle to become successful on Amazon, especially if you're just doing arbitrage and wholesale. Almost all the big brands are going to be gated, so you have to get ungated to make any progress with your account. Now, there are two main types of gating on Amazon. The first one is brand gating. This means you're actually gated in the brand of the item. This is what you'll come across on most items. Then you'll come across category gating. So this means you're gated in the whole category. Less and less products have been like this over the years. It is more moving towards actual brand gating. You'll definitely come across both. And the process of getting ungated does more or less work the same in both. Now, in order to get ungated, there's a few things you're going to need. So the first thing is you need an invoice from a wholesaler showing you've purchased 10 units of that item. If it's a brand or category, it has to be 10 units minimum. This invoice must include the name and address which is on your seller account. So this is just to prove you are the person who's bought these items. And then thirdly, the invoice must include the name of the manufacturer or distributor who you have purchased the item from. Now, for some of the bigger brands, you'll also need a letter from the brand themselves which states you're allowed to sell these items. So for these items, you're probably best avoiding because it's quite difficult to get. But 95% of the items you sell on Amazon won't require this. This is just a really big and really famous brands on Amazon. Now, one important thing to know is that you can't use purchase receipts from retailers. It has to be a wholesaler or a distributor. If it is from a retailer, Amazon isn't going to accept it, so don't even try it. You'll be wasting your time. It has to be from a wholesaler or a distributor. Now, by now you're probably wondering, well, how on earth do I get ungated because I'm not buying from wholesalers, I'm doing arbitrage. So what we have to do is use smaller wholesalers and buy items for the brands and category we're trying to get ungated in, and see it as an investment, because once you're ungated, you're going to be ungated forever, so you can sell in that brand and category over and over. Now, one of these wholesalers you can use to get ungated is called Harrison's, which you'll see on the screen right now. It is unlikely any of the products on here are actually going to make you profit on Amazon. This is why I say to see it as an investment. You don't actually need to sell the items on Amazon you're using to get ungated. You can sell them on eBay, Facebook, wherever it may be. We're purely using this website to show to Amazon that we've bought items from a wholesaler, then they will ungate us, and then it's unlocked for us and we can sell whatever we want in that brand or category. So for today's video, we're going to be showing you how we'd get ungated for Haribo. I'm sure you're familiar with Haribo, probably some of the best sweets out there, but this process works the same no matter the brand, no matter the category you're getting ungated. So the first thing we need to do is find an item which is gated in Haribo. So we've come onto Harrison's, we've searched up Haribo. We want to spend as little as possible ideally, and as I mentioned earlier, we have to be buying 10 units. So this Haribo Super Mix is going to cost us £12.60 excluding VAT, and it's a pack quantity of 12. So we only actually need to buy one of these, so that's great. So it's going to cost us £12.60 more or less to get ungated in Haribo. So what we do is we'd buy these items from Harrison's, we'd wait for them to arrive with their invoice in the post. This same product can be found here on Amazon, so Haribo Super Mix 160 grams, and as we can see it says apply to sell. So what we'll do is we'll click apply to sell and it will show us the requirement. So for this one we need approval for both grocery and gourmet food and Haribo as well, so we'll click request approval, and the first question they ask us is tell us about your products and business. Are you a reseller, a distributor, a manufacturer, or both for the products you want to list? So of course this may depend what you're doing. If you're doing private label or you make some of your own brands, you could be both, but for most people they're going to be a reseller or distributor. And once we click that, it's going to get us our requirements. So as we can see, the requirements here are at least one purchase invoice for products from a manufacturer or distributor. It has to be dated on or after 22nd of July, so that's within 180 days. It needs to include our name and address matching the information on our seller account, including the name and address of the manufacturer or the distributor, show the combined purchase of at least 10 units, so we've already covered that base, omit pricing information, you don't need to do this, it doesn't matter. And please note that we may verify your submitted documentation by contacted product vendors you identify in your application. Now we've never actually heard of Amazon do this, but of course it is possible they could do this. Now with this one there's also some extra information required by Amazon because we need to send products of the item. Now you don't always have to do this, this isn't on all items. Some items require this, some items don't require this. But for this one we need to show photos of the product in its packaging. The pictures you provide must be photographs of the physical product rather than computer generated images. The picture must show each side of the product or its packaging. All labeled text must be visible, easy to read and secured. The pictures must include the model number, the product name, or both. The pictures must include the name and physical location of the business or manufacturer on the product, or important label information such as warnings and directions of use must be in the local language for the country or region you're applying to sell it. So that won't be a problem at all when we're buying from Harrison's. Now when uploading these documents, we just want to make it as clear as possible for Amazon. The Amazon staff deal with a huge number of these every single day, so we like to try and make it as clear as possible for their staff. So on the screen just here you'll see a Harrison's invoice for another item we actually got Ungated in, and what you'll see is we'll highlight the parts to make it as clear for Amazon as possible. So in this one this was a case of 12, so we highlighted here there was 12 units. Because we were trying to get Ungated in trucked, we just highlighted this bit as well, and it's all just about trying to guarantee success and not give Amazon a reason to come back to us, because they're not going to spend too much time looking into this. They want to see the key information which they need to look for and then move on to the next one. Now before we get into the next steps, we did just want to let you know about an exclusive Profitl discount code for our YouTube viewers which can save you some money on your Profitl subscription. If you don't know what we actually do as a software, we provide deal analyzers, deal finding tools, the most amazing Discord community. We're a platform all about trying to help as many people become successful on Amazon as possible. So we'll make the discount code pop up just there. That's going to save you either 20% on monthly plans forever or 5% on yearly plans, and yearly plans already have over 50% off. You'll also find it down below in the description, so make sure to take that down. Now on some other items there's also another slightly newer way of getting Ungated where the steps are a little bit different, and an item like this is for Crayola items. So this product just here we're gated in, so we need to, as you can see it says apply to sell, so you need approval to sell in Crayola, so we'll click request approval, and you'll see this one's slightly different because they've just got a few questions they want to ask us. So which one of the following statements describe your responsibility when listing products on Amazon? If you list products for sale on Amazon that are illegal or otherwise in violation of Amazon policy, the following consequences could result. Which of these following represent a best practice when selling on Amazon to ensure compliance with our policies? And all products I intend to sell are authentic, counterfeit, replica or knockoff products are prohibited on Amazon. So what they're trying to do is just vet you to make sure you're familiar with all their terms. So it's very easy, you just pick up basically the bottom one on each one, all of the above, all of the products, and then we'll put on our email just here and then click submit, and then just like that we're approved. So them ones are a lot easier than the other ones. If you do have to wait for approval, it can take a few days to hear back from Amazon. Sometimes they may come back to you, reject your request. This is not uncommon, so don't be scared something bad's happened. This does happen, and as I say, it's usually just down to the information you've uploaded. Something's not right, so just go back through the information you've provided to Amazon. Make sure you've included everything they've asked for. As long as you followed all the steps, you shouldn't have any issues with getting Ungated. So just double check it all and send it back for approval. And then what's going to happen is once you do get approval, you're going to get an email just like this, which you see on the screen, which says thank you for your application to list your product, your brand. Your request has been approved and you are permitted to sell in this category. Allow 24 hours for the approval to process within our system. So there we have it. Those are the steps to get ungated in both brands and categories when selling on Amazon. As you can see, it's not too difficult, but you do have to invest a little bit to get ungated. So please see it as an investment. Don't focus on the products too much which you're selling. Look at the bigger picture on what it can potentially provide you with your Amazon FBA business. But that is all for today's video. We thank you so much for watching. You'll find all of our important links down below in the description. Please do hit that subscribe button. We post Amazon FBA videos every Thursday. But thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.